Tell you what, folks, the match is today, the match that I'm concerned about, the United-Everton game, or Everton-United, because it was at Everton. Didn't discuss it last night because I had a lot on, and I was just so disappointed. I watched the bulk of it, virtually all of it, which is why I missed a little bit of the racing. And I've got to say, absolutely pigging awful. If you're a United fan, that is pigging awful. I seen a little snippet of the press conference later, and he said something along the lines of, we didn't turn up in the first half. Well, I'm with you all day long there. I've seen that many times this year with United, where they seem content to pass the ball sideways, backwards. They don't move forwards, and I just don't understand it. But they did it for a whole 45 minutes. And I will say, although many won't agree, Everton, I nearly said Everton aren't a great team, that'd be wrong. They are a great team at the moment with Moyes. He's got them all working for one another, all working together, which is what United lack. But they're not a team of stars in any way, shape or form. They're not a great team on paper. And on paper, although the game isn't played on paper, I still think we should be battering Everton. Apologies to Everton fans. Didn't expect us to yesterday, although I didn't expect such an abject performance. I really didn't. But the thing with Everton was they're moving the ball quickly, they're moving the ball forward, they're hunting in packs, they're working hard together, they're working for one another, they're physical, and they wanted to make things happen. All the things that United weren't doing, and I thought it was woeful, United, really woeful. I mean, I said to my lad at half time, I said, this could be 4 or 5-0 if they want it to be. Can't see us getting a goal the way we played. I mean, we're not going forward. No shots on target, no nothing. I said, this is really, really poor. Second half, we get a goal from old Bruno, which, great free kick, but I can't say I was expecting him to score. And all of a sudden, we get a quick goal thereafter, and we're in the ascendancy. And we could have won it. Yes, the penalty, it's contentious. Probably, and on heart, you could say it should and shouldn't be given. There were 2 shirt pulls, but they weren't heavy pulls, but they could have given it for that. I just don't think Ashley Young helped himself with the dive. It was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. You know, I mean, they've got his shirt here, and he's trying to nut the floor. I mean, all right, he's going down. I would imagine his head would be the last thing to go to the floor. He wants to protect his head. He's trying to throw his head on the floor. I'm thinking, what's all that about? It looks silly. Didn't help himself. But I heard Shearer say this morning, I heard a bit from Match of the Day saying they took it from the wrong angle. If they'd have gone from the other angle, they'd have definitely given it. Although it should have been given anyway. When I say they'd have given it on when the ref went over to look at the screen, he said, but really poor decision, and I suppose you can't argue. But before that, we could have won the game, and God only knows how, because we were never in it. Yeah, we got a bit better second half. We competed. We put passes together. We always look better when Garnacho comes on, because even if people don't want to go forward, he can't see any other way. He's always forward, 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 and that did help. And I think on the back of him, others started to do the same, but woeful. I mean, it doesn't help when we start with Casemiro. I think, oh, no. We're going to get overrun in midfield. And again, that was the case. He's just got no legs whatsoever. It's really poor. But I look at it and I think to myself, you may have some players struggling to play in this system, the system that Amorim wants. And they might be hiding behind the fact that they can't, and that it's been thrust upon them mid-season, and that people are just assuming now, well, they've had a bad year, it's going to be a bad year, let's see it out and reset for the new year. I get all of that, but what I don't get is people not playing. And it doesn't look, again, like they're playing for the coach. I mean, what I can't understand is, that first half, he was as upset as I was, and probably more so. Why can't he get them just working out together and moving the ball forward? I don't get that he can't. And if they're not prepared to do it, drop 6 of them en masse and bring 6 kids in. Just bring 6 kids in for the next game and say, look, lads, young lads, I want you to work hard, I want you to press, I want you to move the ball forward whenever you can. Secondary resort, sideways, last resort, backwards. Try to keep moving the ball forwards, and we want you to close other players down and run all day long. Can you do that? Me, yes you can. Right, you're in. Get the young kids doing it, put the old ones on the bench, and then bring them on as and when you need them. But they then coming on with a team that at least is trying, even if we're behind with a team that's trying, and it might just rub off on them. Because I can't understand how they can't move forward and can't work as a collective. I can't, honestly. But really, really woeful, that first half. I mean, my lads said yesterday, and United fans or football fans in general, be saying, well, that's not a fan, but he said, I'm not going to watch him again this year. I'm not going to, or not in the league, I'm not going to watch him. It's hurting me every single week. And he said, it's annoying me. He said, as a kid, I'm like you, Dad. I wanted to play football for a top team. I was never good enough. I was never going to do it. But you dream of it, he said, and you give your right arm to play at Old Trafford. on a weekly basis in front of 70,000. He said, you would. He said, it's the stuff that dreams are made of. He said, I can't believe this. People are there in their late teens, early 20s, mid and late 20s, just not working. They're getting thousands and thousands of pounds to put in 2 1.5 hour shifts twice a week. That's all they've got to do. 3 hours work a week they've got to do on the pitch for the fans. And the fans would love them for it and do love them. He said, and they just give in nothing. I'm really, really looking at not seeing him again for this year because I'm pulling my hair out and he's upsetting me. I watch him and I get upset. And then I watch somebody like Liverpool, who we hate, who are doing it right and who've got tries all the way through the squad, flair all the way through the squad, goals all the way through the squad, and they know how to keep goals out. And I'm thinking to myself, he said, I just can't watch United. I just can't do it. And I get where he's coming from. At the moment, I'm going to stick with it. But I feel the same. Because it's just soul destroying. It really is. That yesterday was shocking. How Everton haven't won that game, with or without the penalty, I do not know. You could never see it, United getting a goal, never mind 2 goals. And then, as I say, we could have won it. A couple of crosses near the end, and they'd have been better. We could have won it. We had them on the rack. It's weird. Really weird, but it's also bad. Really, really bad. Really bad. I mean, they ever go out on that. Harry for not getting up for that second goal, and rightly so, he got bullied out of it. It's crazy. But Onana, again, like my lad said, pushing the ball up back into play. They're not having a go at him, and oh God, I just don't like the goalkeeper. There's many I don't like, but he's one in particular. We need a goalie. There's no doubt about that. No doubt at all. But I won't go on about all the rest, folks, because I'll be here all night, and you've not got all night. But just woeful. What I will say is, as I said earlier, Garnacho, he did turn it around a little bit. He started to run at people, and that did rub off. But shocking, absolutely shocking. So I've learnt my lesson now. This year, definitely do not put any money on Manchester United. Don't bet them in any games for anything, and I'm not going to do that. I've not learnt enough to stop me watching them altogether. But if they carry on like that yesterday, another couple of games like that where they just don't work at all, don't offer a shot or two. It was like everybody was afraid of passing the ball. Everybody was afraid of moving the ball forward. And that's what it is. They all look frightened, and it's crazy. And De Ligt, I think Keown's highlighted it, and a couple I've seen. De Ligt, I don't know. He often looks to be in no man's land. He often looks to me like he doesn't know what to do. So he thinks, right, I'll bang it out for a corner or for a touch. He bangs them out for a corner when it's easy to put it in touch. I'll bang it up the field. He gives corners away willy-nilly, and it's crazy, and I don't get it. I mean, he's been a good player at Ajax. I know he didn't really cut the mustard since Ajax, but he's better than he's showing. Surely he's better than he's showing. You know, it's got to be. I mean, if he doesn't buck up and others don't, we're looking at 2 centre-backs, 1 more full-back, which we might have, 1 more midfielder, 1 more centre-forward, 1 more goalkeeper. They're all minimums. There's 4 or 5 players before you've started. I don't know. It is a worry. It really, really is.